Hey guys, Dr. Kahu here and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a Naruto what if today, and that is, what if Naruto was the new God of Destruction? And how will this affect the Naruto Shippuden, the Naruto the Last, and the Boruto series moving forward as a whole? So as usual guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to continue this what if guys, 150 likes and I'll continue this what if, okay guys? And just note that this is going to be a Dragon Ball crossover to Narutoverse story, so I hope you guys enjoy, okay? And so from there, I talked enough, let's get into the series, and that is, what if Naruto was the new God of Destruction? And so let our story begin. Okay guys, before I do the recap on the what if, I'm just going to explain a few things because a lot of people are confused on what happened with Naruto and how things come about. Yes, Naruto is immortal, but if you listen to the video I made very clearly in part 1, I told you that the Grand Priest himself leant over and touched Naruto's head, thereby instilling the gold key for the Naruto to use as the God of Destruction, but he has to develop it. And two, when it comes to Naruto knowing information about Orochimaru, Obito, Madara, and everyone else in the Narutoverse, you must understand that the angel known as Angel at this present time, she knows everything in this realm, in a sense where she can look through her stuff and see everything, okay? So that also puts that into question. And because these guys are beyond gods, beyond like normal limits, these angels, she's able to help do certain things, and that's why Kakashi's eye is eventually going to mutate perfectly, okay? And now that I finally explained that, let's do a quick recap and then get back into this what if, okay guys? So, quick recap, Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura, they all made it to the Chunin exams, and after Naruto captured Orochimaru and gave him to Uncle and them, Orochimaru now is in custody until Naruto has an idea what to do with him. Now, as this goes down, what happens is the 1 month of training begins. Sasuke, by Naruto's advice, was told to go train with Kakashi to not only master his lightning chakra, but also master the Sharingan, because Kakashi has a more evolved version now without no drawbacks. Sakura, he told her to pretty much copy Lady Tsunade in terms of creating the Byakugo seal, because she has perfect chakra control. It will be best for her to at least have some form of super amp. And so as they begin to practice that, Naruto goes away to the God realm, to his world, to Angel, where she sends him into the God realm to train, pretty much the room spirit of time, for 28 days, which is 28 years. But because Naruto is an immortal God now, he's not going to age anywhere from where he's at right now, okay? So from there guys, let our story begin. After Naruto finally finishes in the God realm, he lands on his world. He turns back and looks at Angel, and she goes, "Hey Angel," and she smiles and goes, "Hi Naruto, how was your training?" And he goes, "Like you don't know." And she smiles, "Oh well, of course, it's my job to watch you, Naruto." And he goes, "I know, and thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you coming into my life and helping me the way. In a sense, you're like my mother figure." And she smiles and goes, "Well, thank you, Naruto. I really appreciate that. I'm your attendant angel, and I have been subsequently created upon the arrival of the new God of Destruction. So in turn, Naruto, I am as much a part of you as you are a part of me." Naruto smiles, and he understands the angel to God of Destruction law to God of Creation law. He understands that if a God of Creation is dead, the God of Destruction is dead, and if the God of Destruction is dead, angels cease to exist in the universe. So in turn, the balance is gone, everything's out if one or the other pillars are gone. So Naruto understands this. What happens is, before Naruto goes back, he asks his angel, "Hey Angel," and she goes, "Yeah? Can I ask you something?" And she goes, "You ask me anything you want, Lord Naruto?" And he goes, "That right there. I don't like you calling me Lord, because one, I know you're more powerful than me. So please don't do that. Two, my question is, why did you take the name Angel?" And she looked at Naruto, and Naruto just like smiles, and she just states this was the easiest name she could think of at the time. Naruto goes, "I know, but it's kind of confusing to tell the mortals on Earth that this is my angel named Angel." And she kind of giggles at Naruto's what's it called, response or reaction, and she goes, "Well then, Naruto, what would you like to call me?" Naruto thinks about it. If Whis is Whis, Vados is Vados, or thinks about Marguerite, or them, he's like, what about Sake? And she goes, "Sake?" And she goes, "Yeah." And she's like, "Alright, I'll go with the name. Quite interesting choice." And Naruto goes, "Yeah, well, if you look at it, all the angels are pretty much named after beverages of Earth. if you can't look at it in a way. Like how Goku and them in Universe 7 are pretty much named after vegetables. And she laughs at the response so much. She really laughs at the response so much that she agrees. She finds it absolutely ridiculous, you know. But as she goes to state that, regardless if he wants to call her by the name Sake, then he can. And so he goes, cool, thank you so much. She looks at Naruto and she realizes that he has dramatically changed from the young boy that she's met. Like, he's the most mature god of destruction she's met since the top 4. And this actually blows her mind. And Naruto goes, well, I've stayed enough now. I'm really hungry, if you don't mind. And she goes, not at all, Naruto. I already have your food ready and waiting. Naruto goes into his massive room, massive hall, and his eyes just wander. His mouth starts to drool, and he's like, oh my gosh. And she goes, exactly how you like it, from Ichiraku Ramen, right? And he goes, I have a whole table for you, Naruto, so dig in. Naruto smiles, yes please. And he annihilates all the food, annihilates everything. And as he's eating it, he asks Sake if he can observe his friends, and so she does. She shows a view screen of Sasuke mastering the Jidori up until the point he's able to put a massive amount of lightning around him for allow for him to increase his mobility and durability, which impressed Naruto. Naruto looks at Sakura and he sees that she's in the month of her training, she's already grown massively in the strength department. And this actually surprises her because despite Sasuke having the amp, she's technically a little bit physically stronger than Sasuke. And that's only for a brief time because Sasuke, of course, is an Uchiha and his development is extremely fast, much like an Uzumaki Naruto. And so Naruto is quite impressed, and then he looks to go see Kakashi. When he notices that Kakashi is starting to use the Kamui ability with Sasuke to try and phase his body through, it actually begins to slowly but surely work. And Kakashi begins to smile, understanding that this ability has this weight on his shoulder. He's not only going to master it, but make it his own. And when he can, he's going to bring back Obito. Because bear in mind, Naruto explained to Kakashi that the masked man, the person that set everything in motion, was Obito Uchiha. And knowing that, Sasuke kind of got told some of what happened with Itachi when it came to the Uchiha massacre. And so a lot is really changed. And so after Naruto finishes the food, he tells Sake that he's appreciated that she does this for him and that he's going to go back to Earth. She smiles and states, before you go, there's one more job you need to do before you go, and unfortunately you have to do this to your full extent. And Naruto understands. He bows to her and he goes, very well. A destroyer god must not be lazy. Naruto walks forward to her and goes, please take me to the world, please. And she smiles and goes, yes, my lord. And Naruto puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, you never listen. And she smiles. And they disappear. It takes about a good hour because this world where they're going to in this universe is very far, and in this part of the universe it's like a weird type of dimensional realm. This planet's in another type of dimension in the universe, and like a pocket dimension in a sense. As Naruto appears there, he looks at the world and he sees all these random massive like tree-like structures, kind of destroyed and decomposed. All the life on this planet is gone. There's nothing left, just a lifeless husk of a world. Naruto goes, where's all the chakra in this world? And she states, well, to be frank, my lord, the beings known as the Otsutsuki member clans, they come to these worlds and destroy, harvest, wipe out, and keep doing it over and over again. And Naruto looks at it and goes, Otsutsuki, so they are trying to act like gods? And she goes, yeah, they really are. And amazingly, comparison to the beings in this universe, they can be considered gods. Naruto goes, do I have any form of fear I need to be placed upon them? And she goes, no, not really. But there's one being that could possibly challenge you in their species. And he goes, oh, who's this? And he goes, the Otsutsuki King himself. Naruto goes, should I go pay him a visit? And she goes, I'm afraid at this present time, my lord, that you have your job right here. And he goes, very well. Well, I would like you to inform me of any form of Otsutsuki breaches within my universe, please, if you don't mind. And she goes, very well. And before Naruto begins to destroy the planet, he goes, oh, where do these Otsutsuki come from, by the way? And she just states that they are a parasitic life form that goes to worlds, devouring, destroying, evolving, changing. Naruto looks at this and goes, well, there's actually nothing wrong with that. They're just beings that have pushed themselves to their physical limiter and striving to become more. Naruto doesn't disagree with that, however, he disagrees with them trying to do his job. So as Naruto looks over this world, he goes, it's a shame, This world must have looked really beautiful before the invasion. And she goes, oh, it was, my lord. Naruto goes, very well. And for the last time, it's Naruto. Naruto looks at the world and goes, I'm sorry, but this has to be done. He destroys the entire planet by touching it, but instead of just tapping it, he puts his whole hand on the ground, and purple energy emits from Naruto's hand and it engulfs the entire planet. Naruto appears right by Sasuke in deep space as he watches the planet blow up. But instead of being annihilated, how embarrassing them do it just for that flashy show, Naruto just simply erased the entire world, making sure that there was no debris flying out, no type of hazardous situation being occurred at other worlds, like mass extinction events due to this planet destruction. Yeah, Naruto is very conscious on what he does. And once Naruto's finished with his job, he looks at Sasuke and she goes, well, you're done, my lord, and I believe it's time for you to go to your tuning exams. And she goes, thank you. He goes, thank you very much. Now, whereabouts are they? So she begins to teleport them, or fly them to Earth, and she goes, well, right now, Sakura has having her fight, and she's actually won her fight. And Naruto's quite impressed. He goes, oh, who against? And she states a Cell Ninja. Naruto goes, makes so much sense. And as they fly there, because it was if it takes 30 minutes from Naruto's world to get to Earth from there, and Naruto traveled an hour to get to a world outside of normal space. Anyway, it takes about an hour and a half to get to Earth, you know. And so as they're flying to Earth, she's explaining everything that's going down on Earth, everything that's been going down since Naruto's been away, and the possible invasion of Konoha. When Naruto hears this purple energy emits from Naruto's eyes, and Naruto's like, they're coming after my home again. I'm going to have to make an example of them. And she goes, very well, my lord. Naruto smiles, are you able to park me right in the middle of the tuning exams? And she goes, well, of course, it is your turn, by the way. Naruto smiles, thank you so much. And what happens, as they fly there and she lands, they a massive beam of light, because they're waiting to announce Naruto to fight against Neji. As Naruto appears on the planet, everyone's like, what's this light? What the hell's going on? The third Hokage, Kakashi, instantly know this, even Sakura, they know what's going down. Majority of the Jonins by now know what's going down, okay? And as Naruto walks out of this beam of light, what's it called? It's just him that came out of it, because Sasuke, she decided to stay away upon Naruto's request. And as Naruto walks forward, everyone's like, what the hell? When did the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki was able to do that? And he literally fell from the sky. Everyone begins to mutter. And Naruto's looking at everyone. He's like, He looks around. He closes his eyes. And he's like, there is a preemptive attack that's going to happen. How interesting. I think I'm gonna watch out for a bit. Naruto looks over and he sees Neji. Now, bear in mind, Naruto is wearing his God of Destruction gear. He's not wearing his gi. He's not wearing his Naruto orange gear. He's not wearing none of the Jonin vest. No, this Naruto is wearing his God of Destruction outfit. As Naruto walks over to Neji, Neji's just looking at Naruto, this over-imposing figure, this boy that took out a legendary Sani himself. As Naruto walks over to Neji, he goes, I hope we have a good fight, Neji. And Neji looks at Naruto like, huh? Naruto puts his hand out and goes, I want to shake hands with weakless fools like you that believe that their destiny is more than what they are. Naruto's just like, are you serious? Naruto looks at the Proctor, and the Proctor knows exactly what Naruto is, okay? Bear in mind, he knows exactly what Naruto is, only due to the fact that the third Hokage, when Naruto was gone, gave the entire village a debrief. A proper debrief, even Danzo. So Danzo is pretty much in a bad situation, okay? Just really, really bad. And so, anyway, as Naruto is standing there, the Proctor says, Naruto Uzumaki versus Neji Hyuga. Let the battle commence! Naruto stands there and he appears right. He stands there at a distance and he instantly appears in front of Neji. And he goes, let's see what you got, Neji. You're all talk, I see. Neji gets instantly taken off guard and throws a gentle fist at Naruto's gut, thinking he's going to stop one of his chakra points. But what happened is he hits Naruto and nothing. He's like, what the? He begins to hit Naruto and hit him. Naruto's standing there taking it. And Neji's like, what's going on? My abilities, they should work. Naruto goes, yeah, they should work. And in retrospect, yeah, they should work against a normal person. And he's just like, what? Naruto goes, so let me humble you upon the idea of what is destiny and what is power. Naruto puts one finger to Neji's chest and taps him softly. Neji feels this massive weight of pain through his entire body. Blood rushes out of his mouth and he gets sent flying. Massive crater where he was standing was caused by Naruto's tap, and Neji hit the wall, cracking the entire wall. His body is aching in so much pain as if he's going to die. And as Neji's cratered, everyone sees this. like Hisashi, all of them, they're like, this is the power of a god. Like they are all shocked and stunned. Hinata's like, go Naruto! And Naruto smiles at Hinata and gives her gives her like a peace sign and gives her a smile, and this makes her mega red. And his Hisashi, what's it called? Hyuga sees this, and he's like, Hinata has this boy's attention. He's looking at his daughter and she's blushing red, looking at Naruto. And I was like, look, Naruto, I recognize you, sis. And she's like looking down or giddy. Ino and Sakura see this and they're smiling. Sakura knows that Hinata has loved Naruto for a long time, you see. And so it goes down and she kind of smiles. I see a ship happening. And Ino's like, no way, he's going to be with me. Sakura goes, shut up, big head. He's not going to be with you, he's not even going to be with me. I just know it. He's going to be with her. The moment you accept it, the moment our lives become better, okay? Ino's like, what happened to Sakura? You're not the Sakura I remember. Anyway, after they have their brief little thing, Naruto walks over to Neji and he goes, how was that? Prodigy? You're the prodigy of the Hyuga, right? Neji's coughing out blood. He has one eye open. He can't even barely do anything or move. Naruto goes, what I did was I poured barely 100% of my power into my finger and tapped you. Neji's like, ugh. So it goes to show what destiny has in store, right? I was fated to be the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, hated by the village, put down in fact, until destiny chose me. I'm not a normal person, Neji, as you can tell by the strength that I have wielded. And I think you're going to be explained upon the situation. But just know, destiny is not what you think, okay? You can do whatever you want. You're not bound by the fate of one person or another. You're bound by your own choices, okay? Or bound by certain things. Like for my instance, I had a certain situation happen to me where I am in full control of my life. And with the power I have and the role I have to play in this world and multi other worlds, I believe I fit the bill perfectly. Neji looks at Naruto, but Naruto goes, but don't fret though, I have a gift for you. I almost killed you, but I popped over to a place, well, not really, I popped over to a place, my attendant, Sasuke, she brought back a special bean that I'm going to give to you, okay? I only got 3 of them, but I knew that this example had to be shown. He puts the sensu bean in Neji's mouth and tells him to chew. Neji chews it, and immediately his body heals, he lands on the ground, he's like, what the hell was that? Naruto goes, that's a sensu bean. It's from a place called Earth. And he's like, what? A place called Earth? And Naruto goes, you will not understand this right now because your simple mind don't get it, okay? But there's more than what that defines Earth in what is known as the multiverse. But that's something for another time. Naruto walks away and he goes, oh, do you yield by the way? Or do you want me to flick you again? Neji gets down on one knee and goes, I yield, Naruto. Naruto smiles, very good. He leans over and touches Neji's head. And what happens? He flicks off the wrap that blocks the Hyuga curse seal, and Naruto turns his finger like a key, completely dissipating the curse seal on his head. Neji's like, what did you do? Naruto looks at him and goes, I removed you from that accursed fate you believed you had, right? Now, you can make your own decisions, Neji Hyuga. Naruto puts his hand up to Neji and goes, and don't bow to me, unless I'm working, then you bow to me. But other than that, we're just friends right now, right? And he just like, in his mind, he's like, even though I put him down, even though I made him feel worthless, he's so much more powerful, and yet he considers me a friend. Neji has a tear going down his eyes, and he goes, why are you helping me? And Naruto goes, because fate chose your father to die, that's why. Because of the hidden cloud attacking the village and kidnapping Hinata? Yes, fate decided that to save our village from war, your father sacrificed himself to save us. And so that should not be forgotten. Do you understand? You are the living legacy of Hisashi Midoriya. Well, I got confused. Okay, just note that Naruto's meaning that Neji is the living embodiment of his father, and so he should keep that going. Naruto takes Neji's hand, pulls him up, and tells him to dust himself off. You're okay, don't worry. And then Naruto walks away, then turns around, and massive purple ki emanates from Naruto's body. The entire stadium shakes, the air becomes thick with energy, lightning appears around Naruto, and Naruto goes, but if you ever lay a hand on Hinata again, I'll make sure in this world and the next you cease to exist. Neji instantly feels his bloodlust. Everyone in around the area feels this bloodlust. And Naruto goes, are we at agreement? Neji's just shocked and he goes, yes, Naruto. Naruto says, good. Instantly disappears right in front of Neji and appears right by Sasuke with his hand in the pocket. And he goes, well, that was easy. Sasuke goes, that was kind of unfair, you know, Naruto. Naruto says, come on, I held back. Sasuke goes, well, yeah, that's true, you did hold back. And Naruto goes, well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to do, Sasuke. I've watched you for a while. And he goes, what? And Naruto goes, just go do what you need to do, okay? Naruto walks over and goes to Kakashi, you need to be ready. And Kakashi goes, what's there for, Naruto? We're about to be attacked. I'm going to go for a walk and alert everyone that's around the village right now, alright? Kakashi goes, very well, Naruto. What about Lord Third? Naruto goes, right now, Lord Third is actually next to an imposter. And he goes, what do you mean? Naruto smiles. Orochimaru is very sly and very smart. He is much more smart than I gave him credit for. He was able to use a swap jutsu to swap his body out when I grabbed him and sealed him and gave him to Anko, which is really unique because he counted on the fact that I will stomp on the snake. He left part of his essence in the snake, and when he got sealed and taken with Anko, he became a vegetable, an empty husk. That snake I stomped on regrew and became Orochimaru. He managed to escape. Kakashi's like, oh, I see, and he goes, not to worry, not to worry. Naruto goes, just calmly let everyone know. Kakashi bows at Naruto and he goes, where you go, Naruto again? Naruto goes, I'm going for a walk. Sasuke looks at Naruto, realizing Naruto don't do things without reason, okay? He knows this for a fact. And for Naruto not to be there in his fight, he knows Naruto's doing something. And so what goes down is, as Naruto's walking over, he appears right by Shikaku, Shikamaru's dad, and he goes, Lord Shikaku. And he goes, oh, bows to Naruto, Lord Naruto. Naruto goes, enough of that. Actually, no, you're absolutely right. I'm kind of working right now. Lord Shikaku, right now, Konoha is about to be attacked very soon. You need to be on your guard. Get everyone in a formal position, but silently, okay? I would like you to call Ino's father, what's it called, to at least get everyone in contact to get everyone prepared, okay? Because we're going to have an attack from the Hidden Sound and the Hidden Sand Village, alright? The 4th Kazekage is dead, and he looks at Naruto. And Orochimaru is posing as the 4th Kazekage. Spread this around, but be quiet. Naruto turns around and disappears and reappears back in the stadium as if nothing happened. Because no one can sense Naruto, okay? No one can. As Naruto walks back, Kakashi goes, that was pretty fast. And Naruto goes, it wasn't that hard. And because I can move faster than anything that has ever existed on this planet, yeah, it's nothing. Kakashi understands, watches Sasuke. Naruto goes to Kakashi, you know you don't need to wear the headband over your eye now, Kakashi. You know that, right? And he goes, sorry Naruto, it's a force of habit. Naruto instantly tells him, Sake gave you a gift. And he goes, Sake? And he goes, yeah, I was sick of explaining to people that my angel attendant was named Angel. So I changed her name to Sake, breaking of the 4th wall. The person that put the comment on the spot off to change the name to Sasuke, I actually liked the name and I actually agreed with it straight away. So if you're hearing me change the name, it's because of you, bro. So write your name in the comment section and I'll give you a shout out in the next video, okay, bro? But anyway, no more breaking the 4th wall. It comes to Sasuke's fight. Sasuke lands in the arena. Bear in mind, he's a master of the Sharingan now. He's a seasoned pro now, okay? Because he can keep his Sharingan activated at all times. Sasuke lands and stands up, his Sharingan activated, and Gaara goes down and walks over to Sasuke, and Sasuke goes, so how's this fight going to be? One Tails Jinchuriki. He looks at Sasuke and he's like, how did you know? And Sasuke goes, it's not that hard. The ominous chakra, the massive power, and the fact your bloodlust was almost to the point where you almost killed Lee. Yeah, I can say that you are the One Tails Jinchuriki of the Hidden Sand, right? And he just looks at Sasuke. And so Sasuke goes, well, I hope you give me a good fight. And if you need to, rely on the Tail Beast power to fight me because you're going to need it. So, and as the proctor sees that, the declaration, the proctor says, begin. Gaara gets really angry, goes, do you really think you could beat me? Then take this! Slams the ground, makes a massive amount of sand, like a massive tidal wave at Sasuke. And this is what Sasuke was counting on. He was counting on this exact moment, because as the gigantic wave is about to hit Sasuke, Sasuke disappears as if it was not even there in the first place. Sasuke appears behind Gaara, and as he appears behind Gaara, he jumps right past Gaara, smashing right through his sand shield, and leaving a cut around Gaara's face appearing on the other side. Gaara's like, what the? bleeding. And so Gaara's sand shield around his body starts to break and fall apart, and he's full on bleeding on the side of his face. He's like, what the? This pain. Sasuke goes, I watched Lee get through your guard just by sheer speed and strength alone. I have those. And Sasuke instantly emits lightning chakra from his body. I also am able to use ninjutsu, unlike Lee. So for my friend Lee, bear in mind, this Sasuke is not hateful no more. Naruto has healed his heart. Naruto has helped Sasuke in a manner where he has healed his heart, okay? So this Sasuke knows the term of friends, knows the term of family, knows the term of village, okay? And he has something to fight for. And this is why this Sasuke is going to become far stronger than his counterpart. Because unlike his canon counterpart, he was selfish and didn't realize the strength with people. With family. But anyway, what goes down is Sasuke is emitting lightning chakra from his hand, and he tells him, this is for Lee. So you better prepare your most powerful jutsu, because if you couldn't stop my first attack, you have no hope of stopping this. Sasuke instantly starts to weave hand signs, and he does fire style, massive fireball jutsu, and shoots it straight in the air. Shoots 3 of them in different angles, different areas. As this goes down, Sasuke does another hand sign again, and he does lightning blade, Jodori, pulls it up, and then Sasuke goes lightning style, lightning cloak jutsu. As he has a Jodori in his left hand, the lightning cloak goes around his entire body, and Sasuke goes, thank you, Kakashi Sensei. It looks right at Gaara, instantly speed blitzes like lightning, as fast, almost as fast as like how Minato moves at lightning. Everyone is surprised at the sheer speed of Sasuke, to the point where Sasuke immediately breaks through Gaara's sand shield, and instead of putting it as a lightning blade, he opens his hand as clear as he can. He grabs Gaara and puts the lightning right through Gaara's body. Gaara begins to scream in absolute agony and pain, and then Sasuke lets go, pulls his right hand back, jumps around him instantly as Gaara is about to hit the wall, and punches him directly on the right side of his face, sends him flying to the other side, and then Sasuke starts to play ping pong with Gaara, pretty much how Rock Lee did, but this is a much more powerful sense. And as Sasuke does 20 hits on him, he punches him right in the air, much like the Uzumaki barrage, jumps in the air, and instantly uses his lightning chakra to force him down, and does a massive spinning lightning kick, kicking Gaara right in the head. Gaara hits the ground, hits the sand, makes a giant crater. Sasuke not done yet. He goes, you better use that tail beast on me, because if you don't... Sasuke closes his hand, and as he's coming down, he lifts his hand up. A massive lightning energy appears by Sasuke. Sasuke goes, this jutsu's not complete yet, but I'm able to use the friction and lightning in the air. And because lightning actually starts from the ground upward, Sasuke opens his hand, making massive lightning appear out of his hand. One pure bolt of lightning hits Sasuke's hand, and Sasuke flies down like a lightning bolt straight at Gaara. At the last second, Gaara gave into Shikaku, and partial transformation of the tail and the arm appeared. And it was almost too late. Sasuke's punch smashes the arm, completely destroying it, and managed to hit the chest of Gaara just enough for lightning to appear through him and make Gaara lose consciousness and allow for Shikaku just to explode right out of him. As Sasuke does this, he smiles, I win. Then boom! Thank you, damn Uchiha, I'm free! And Shikaku just explodes right out of Gaara doing the possum jutsu, like he comes right out and he's inside the stadium and he's about to wreak havoc, you know? But what goes down is Naruto goes, Kurama! Kurama smiles, tells the third Hokage, goes, sorry old man, I got a job to do. He instantly jumps down, and as Kurama jumps down, he instantly turns into the gigantic tail beast version of himself and slams Shikaku down. And he goes, puts him down, he goes, what the hell are you doing here, Shikaku? Shikaku looks up and goes, it's you, Kurama! And he goes, unlike you, I'm not caged, you little pet. And he grabs Shikaku and throws him out of the arena. And what goes down is Sasuke's just shocked what's happening. He just got blown away and he was caught by Kakashi. Everyone's like, was that the Nine Tails? They're having like PTSD. They're looking at Naruto and like, but Naruto's there. Isn't he the Jinchuriki? Everyone's so confused. And as this goes down, a Genjutsu is placed on the entire stadium. Kakashi sees this and Naruto immediately puts his hands together and says, release! Boom! A massive shockwave blows the entire Genjutsu away. And Naruto appears by Kabuto and kicks him on the side of the head so hard that he gets sent flying out of the arena. And guy's like, well, that's kind of no fun there, Naruto. Naruto smiles. He goes, sorry about that, guy sensei. Kakashi goes, Lord Naruto, are you alright? Naruto, I'm fine, Kakashi sensei. And yes, I'm working. Naruto looks around. And as this goes down, the Konoha crush begins, and immediately Naruto is not fazed by it. He flies up to look over and he goes, looks like Kurama has Shikaku down. Sasuke! And he goes, yeah, go help Kurama, wake Gaara up. And he goes, right, Sakura goes, yeah, Naruto, go with Sasuke. And she immediately goes with them. Tamari and what's it called? And Konkoro, they rush after them too, because one of their brothers knocked out, he's turned into a full-tail beast, and the Nine-Tails just threw him out of the village and is beating him down. So as all four of them disappear, Naruto looks at the rest of the teams. Shikamaru, divide everyone up into teams to try and do rescue and support now. He goes, right. And Kakashi and Guy, they're already doing their own thing, and Naruto looks around, and then he sees it. A giant purple dome. Naruto was about to eradicate the snakes from entering the village, but he saw a gigantic turtle land, a gigantic frog land on top of the snake, and Naruto goes, Godfather Jiraiya is here. Whoa, I actually haven't gone to see him. Naruto smacks his head. Man, I'm stupid. Naruto flies up, and as he flies up, he sees the third Hokage fighting the first and second Hokage reanimations. And without even trying, Naruto smashes right through the barrier. He grabs both the first and second Hokage and rips their souls out of their bodies, out of their reanimations. And Naruto releases them. They're like, what happens? The first and second Hokage is like, what the? How did this happen? Brother. And as this goes down, the third Hokage appears right by them. And the Hashirama's like, Hiruzen, what happened? And he goes, it's this kid. The third Hokage bows to Naruto, Lord Naruto. Welcome back. Naruto smiles. Thank you, Lord Third. Hello, Lord Second and Lord First. I would like you guys, while you guys are here in your spirit form, just to observe. The world you guys left behind is not as much of a threat now as it was in your guys' time period, and I'll make sure that the will of fire continues. Naruto looks at them, and Hashirama and Tobirama, they feel this weight, this pressure on them that they can't explain it. They're like, this is on another level. It's like I'm looking at a god. And the third Hokage says, you are looking at a god. They're like, what? And he goes, he's technically your reincarnation, Hashirama. Hashirama's like, what? But, and he goes, and technically you were known as the god of Shinobi. Well, he's the god of destruction of our entire universe. He is the most absolute powerful being in our reality. And what happens is the first and second Hokage, they hear it in third Hokage's tone, that is not a lie. Naruto stays there, goes, I gave you a choice, right? You should have stayed in your prison. But instead, you chose the way of pain, right, Orochimaru? Orochimaru's like, shocked, he goes, I don't care what that old geezer says. I'm gonna kill and destroy everything. Shoots out everything he can. So Naruto, he turns himself into that gigantic multi-head snake, like he does with Itachi. And as Naruto looks up, he goes, power doesn't mean you need to become bigger. Power doesn't mean that you need to have the strongest abilities. Naruto flies over to Orochimaru, where the real Orochimaru is, and stands there. Power is how you use it. And Naruto immediately touches the snake and says, Hokage. Destroys the entire snake. He puts a purple barrier around Orochimaru and throws him straight on the ground. Orochimaru said, ugh. And Naruto immediately stomps on the back of Orochimaru's back, completely knocking him out, almost killing him immediately. Naruto goes, and that is you out. I won't kill you, because Jiraiya loves you, and because the third Hokage loves you. So instead, I was told to put this on you. And what happens is Naruto grabs a tag. This tag is imbued by a special seal made by Sake for Naruto. Naruto puts the seal around Orochimaru's neck. What happens is the seal wraps around Orochimaru's body. He's like, what did you do? And he goes, you wanted to live forever, right? Well, you retain some of your strength. Your nature energy itself will stay and retain as well. However, any form of jutsu or chakra that you try to manifest above or beyond normality, like for instance, if you try to push yourself more than just walking on walls or walking on water, the seal will lock you up until you really realize. And not only that, you will not be able to leave this body ever again. Orochimaru said, then I'll die. And Naruto goes, the seal does more than just lock you in place. It will keep you alive permanently until you need to face your judgment in front of King Yama. And it's like, King Yama? And he goes, that's a story for another time. Naruto walks away and he goes, well, I'll go deal with Shikaku. And then the third Hokage looks at Naruto, and the first and second Hokage get on their knees and they're like, my lord. Naruto goes, not to worry, I'm not working there more. And they're like, and And Naruto looks over and goes, I see Sasuke and Sakura have made it there already. So, I don't need to work, and not only that, thanks to the information I've given, the entire situation looks like it's been handled very well by Kakashi, Guy, and Shikamaru and them. And this blows the third Hokage's mind. And what goes down is Naruto goes, but seriously though, old man, you do need to retire. You're getting far too old for this, and you need to enjoy some leisure and listen in your life. You're a young man when you become Hokage after all. After this one here failed, the second Hokage is like, ugh. Naruto smiles. And as for the two of you, I'll take you guys back to where you guys belong, alright? They're looking at Naruto like, huh? He goes, take my hand. They both take Naruto's hand, and Naruto goes, I'll see you very soon. Kai Kai. He teleports immediately. And why I say Naruto can use the Kai Kai ability is because Naruto is learned. He's trained. He's not lazy. And he knows that going backwards and forth to heavenly realms or earth realms would be a wise decision for a god of destruction if he wanted to do certain things. And so just for this point on, Naruto learned the Kai Kai from Elder Kai. Okay? Bear in mind the Elder Kai in this universe is the god of creation. And because the Grand Priest pretty much re-healed him to his max potential, the Elder Kai is not going to go nowhere. And he's going to eventually start his own apprentice. Okay? So what goes down is Naruto appears in King Yama's checkout station, and he walks Hashirama and Tobirama with him on the sides. They have their real bodies. They're like, what? But we're dead. And he goes, yes, you guys are. Naruto walks right in front of King Yama, and he goes, and one of his ogres goes, my lord, King Yama, there's this being walking over here. I don't know who he is. He just thinks he can walk in. And he goes, who dares walk into my kingdom? Naruto-sama. I apologize. Naruto goes, not at all. I'm the one interrupting your job. You're absolutely right. I'm the rude one. I apologize. I have come to return 2 souls that were forcibly ripped from their peace and rest. But because I deem these 2 absolutely worthy to retain their bodies, I just want to ask if you can allow for them to at least live on through the afterlife. And he goes, oh, but of course. I have done that with many of the shinobi from that world. Naruto goes, oh? I wonder. And King Yama smiles and goes, would you like to meet your parents, young master? Naruto looks at him and he goes, he looks down, I don't know, is that selfish? Hashirama and Tobirama are like, no, that is not selfish. Not at all. I created this due to out of selfishness. And look where it got me. There's Tobirama. And Hashirama goes, and besides, you're a god. You have every right to do so, Naruto. So never doubt that, okay? Naruto smiles and thanks the first and second Hokage. And he goes, well, thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoy your eternal rest. They smile and they leave. And Naruto looks at him and goes, I would love to see my parents, if you don't mind. And he goes, not at all. Please step this way, my lord. Naruto follows an ogre to a special plane. And Naruto goes, really? I'm going to fly one of these heavenly planes? Just give me the directions. And Sake immediately appears right by Naruto. Yes, my lord. And the ogre knows who the angel is, and he bows immediately. And he goes, can you locate my parents? I don't want to wait. And she goes, yes, well, of course, my lord. I know exactly how to get there, and it won't take too long. And he goes, thank you, my dear. He walks over to her and goes, not at all, my lord. And Naruto's like, I can't argue with you, can I? And she goes, nope, not at all. And she smiles, alright. But just know, I'm going to keep fighting the idea that you should call me Naruto. And she goes, alright, my lord. And Naruto's like, she's just taking a piss out of me. So they teleport, and it takes about a minute to get there via her speed. But when they get there, he appears over a world, a beautiful world, where there's people fighting and training. Naruto goes, what's this world? And he goes, oh, this is the home of the Grand Kai. Naruto goes, Grand Kai? Oh, the higher god over the 4 cardinal gods, right? And she goes, yes. Oh, okay. Well, I'll go visit him soon. Naruto sees his dad immediately, and he's actually finished training. He's sitting with Kushina. Naruto actually kind of gulps, and he's like, I'm kind of nervous, actually. And she smiles, I thought you were, but don't worry. You're the most powerful being in this universe. What do you have to be nervous about? Naruto goes, yeah, you're right. And so he lands right by Kushina and Minato, and when he lands there, he's like, hi there, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. Kushina hears this, and Minato hears this, and they turn around and get up, and Kushina sees Naruto, but he has no halo, nothing, and he's standing next to a woman, and he looks mega buff, and she's like, Naruto? And Naruto goes, hi mom, and a tear appears right out of Naruto's eyes. He tries to compose himself, But without him hesitating, Kushina just rushes up to him, knowing that this is her son. She jumps up and hugs him and gives him the biggest hug imaginable. She goes, "What are you doing here? You can't be dead. You can't be. I don't see no halo and I feel so much energy from you." Naruto goes, "No, I'm not dead, Mom." Naruto's hugging her, trying to keep his composure without crying, you know. But Minato sees Kushina hugging a blonde-headed boy. He appears right next to her and he goes, "Kushina?" And he goes, "It's our son, Minato. It's our son." And Minato looks over to Naruto, and Naruto just has more tears coming out of his eyes. And they have a massive family embrace, and Naruto tells him everything that's gone down with him and his life in Konoha, what has happened with Naruto's life. Kushina's so angry and has a mind to just come down to earth and beat up the third Hokage and everyone else in the village. But Naruto goes, "But it's alright, Mom. Because if I didn't suffer through these hardships, I wouldn't be the god of destruction I am right now. In fact, I believe I would have been more cruel if I didn't go through these hardships because my arrogance and my ego would have taken over." And she looks at me. She looks at Naruto and she's like, "Alright, my dear." And Naruto goes, "Yeah, but I have the power to bring you guys back, but I see that you guys are peacefully at peace. I actually am happy to see you guys, and at the same time, I'm actually here to do something." Naruto uses his destroyer key to remove the death god's mark on them, the god of death, the Shinigami, the Reaper Death Seal. He removes that seal that's completely on his soul, Minato's soul, so he can be free of it. And so his soul is not attached or not permanently locked in the afterlife. And he goes, "So why did you do that, Naruto?" Naruto goes, "Because I need to take this." Naruto touches Minato's stomach and he pulls out Kurama. And he goes, "How did you do that?" And Naruto goes, "The perks of being a god, Dad." And Minato smiles. And Naruto goes, "Well, I'm happy you guys are doing well. I really am. And I love you guys so much. In your guys' living name, I will make sure that the universe, all the worlds, are better and live on through me. I'm not simply going to become the Hokage of Earth. I'm going to become the Hokage of the entire universe. Every living being that lives within that universe that is innocent, and I will do my best to right the wrongs that has been placed upon them. As the Hokage of the universe, as the god of destruction of the universe." And they smile. Kushina smiles, being proud of her son, and she hugs him and tells him that she loves him and that he should get a girlfriend like her. But Naruto goes, "No, I do not want a girlfriend like you, Mom." She smiles, Minato smiles too, and he goes, "To be honest, I believe I already chosen a woman in the first place. She's actually loved me my entire childhood, and I didn't see it till I met Sake." And she goes, "Oh, who is this, by the way?" "Oh, this is my angel attendant. Her original name was Angel, but it was really confusing saying this is my angel called Angel." And Minato kind of laughs. And Naruto goes, "But I asked if I can call her Sake, and she was fine by that." And Kushina's like, "Really, Naruto?" Naruto's like, "Well, come on, Mom." And she smiles. Oh, that's alright." And as this goes down, Naruto goes, "I can't linger too long, okay? But I just wanted to let you guys know I love you guys so much, and I hope I make you guys very proud." And they look at Naruto and they smile. "You definitely will make us proud, my son." Both of them say, patting Naruto on the head, and she hugs Naruto. What happens is Naruto goes, "Can you take a photo?" And what happens, Saki goes, "Of course, my lord." She leans her staff over and pretty much does a perfect snapshot of Naruto and his parents. And she goes, "I'll make this printed for you at home." Naruto says, "Thank you so much. Can you leave one at home in my world as well?" And she goes, "Of course, my lord." Naruto is happy and goes, "You know what, Mom and Dad? Because my world is quite special, I can have special permission to have you guys visit me whenever I'm at my realm, my home, if you like." And Minato goes, I'll love that, my son." Naruto goes, "Cool, well, I'll let you guys know. Just don't get your hopes up too much, okay? Because I'm a really busy man." They understand. Naruto goes, here comes the Grand Kai. "Sorry, Mom, Dad." "Grand Kai, I apologize for intruding into your world." And he goes, "Oh, not at all, my lord. Welcome." And he goes, "I see, do you like the place?" And Naruto goes, "Yes, I do. It's quite beautiful. This is quite reminiscent to Universe 7's afterlife." He goes, "Well, yeah. The whole entire universal structure was rebased upon that due to the fact that there was no gods of creation, destruction, or angels, so everything fell apart." And he goes, Naruto goes, "I see. Oh, is that why there's King Kai and all the other Kais here?" And he goes, "Yes, and King Yama. Zeno thought it would be wise just to reprint the same aspects of the winning universe." And Naruto goes, "I see. How cool. I'm quite impressed by that." Naruto looks up and he hopes the Lord Zeno hears this. He goes, "I thank you so much for this, Lord Zeno." And Grand Priest, he bows. And then he goes, "I have to go now, Grand Kai. I'm going to be visiting a little bit more often, and when I finally get special, well, when I want to, I will have my parents come back and forth to my home, okay? And he goes, very well, my lord. I will make sure I see to all the procedures. He goes, thank you. He looks at his mum and dad, well, I gotta go now. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. They look at Naruto and they go, goodbye, my son. Naruto, Sake grabs, walks in front of Naruto, and Naruto places his hand on his parents, and he goes, come on, Kurama, your other half misses you. And what goes down is, as they disappear, go off, Kushina cries knowing that the world is safe. Like, her angel of a child is the greatest destructive force in the universe, and he is so innocent and great. Like, it just blows Kushina's mind. And Minato just states that our son, he's got this. He's the best. He's the bomb. And so as Naruto appears back on Earth, what happens is everyone's like, what happened? And this is when Naruto goes, it's okay for you to let everyone know in Konoha who and what I am, okay? And what happens is, as Naruto gets there, I'm going to get to a little flashback. When Naruto left for the afterlife, I'm going to say he was gone for a good 5 minutes, okay? Or good 5 to 10 minutes, okay? As he left, what happened is, back on Earth, Sasuke has arrived and landed on top of Kurama. Kurama's like, huh? Oh, Naruto said you up here. And Kurama, instead of letting Sasuke stand on top of him, Kurama absorbed Sasuke into his body and allowed him to sit within him. And he goes, just stay here, kid. I'll give you the right opportunity to get to that sand brat. And he goes, yes, Kurama. And what goes down is, Kurama goes, come on, Shikaku. What do you got? You look like you've gone weak being sealed in a vessel. Shikaku's like, and he does one star, one bullet jutsu, and Kurama goes, really? He does a massive roar, destroying the one bullet, and it goes, catch this. He opens his mouth up and shoots a tail beast bomb at him. Shikaku's like, what the? He jumps out of the way, and as the tail beast bomb goes right past him, it blows up right behind Shikaku, making enough force for Kurama to immediately rush up to him, grab Shikaku, push him up, using his tails to wrap around Shikaku's entire body, and it goes, no, brats! Sasuke goes, right! Jumps right out of Kurama. He goes straight to full power, lightning around him, and he punches Gaara right in the face, waking him up. Shikaku's like, no! Gaara wakes up and Sasuke lands behind him and just rushes at him and kicks Gaara at the back of the head, smacking him out of the Shikaku avatar, making the avatar fall apart into dust. And as Gaara hits the trees, Sasuke lands right behind him. Kurama goes, my job's done. That was too easy. He poofs into smoke and lands on top of Sasuke's shoulder and he goes, nice going, brat. And Sasuke goes, I have a name, you know, Kurama. My name's Sasuke. And he goes, I know, but I only call people brats when I give them nicknames. You're a brat like him, like that idiot Naruto. And Sasuke kind of smiles. And it goes down and goes, but you did really well. And he goes, shall I kill him? And he goes, no. He's only tormented by the tailed beast within him, sealed against his will. And what happens goes, but it'll be best if we take him to Konoha to get his injuries looked at. Tamari and Konkuro appear, but Sakura appears right by Tamari, kicking her on the side of the head, kicking her straight into Konkuro. And this knocks out Tamari, and as Konkuro is about to get up and use his puppet, Sakura slams her fist right to Konkuro's gut, knocking him out entirely. And Sasuke goes, nice catch, Sakura. He goes, yeah. And what happens is, Sasuke puts Gaara on his back, and what happens is, he puts Konkuro on his other side, on the shoulders, and Sakura carries Tamari. And as they walk into the village, all the sand and all the sound villagers have been rounded up and been arrested. There actually has been like 0 deaths. Like, I can guarantee you from Konoha, there's been 0 deaths. All the deaths have happened by the hidden sand and hidden sound shinobi, but mostly hidden sound. And what goes down is Sasuke chucks them down, Gaara down, they begin to talk and everything, and then what happens is Naruto appears. And as Naruto appears, he goes, well, I'm back. And Naruto goes, oh, that was kind of fun, don't you think? And Sasuke and them were like, really? That was kind of fun? Naruto goes, oh yeah, come on. And they look at Naruto's left hand and he goes, what is that, Naruto? And Kurama goes, is that my other half? And Naruto goes, yeah. Come here, Kurama. And Kurama jumps in and goes, what are you going to do, Naruto? Simple. Hey, Sasuke. And she goes, yeah. And she taps your staff. And what happens is both Kurama's fuse into one form. And Kurama's like, and he kind of cries. And he jumps at Naruto and sits on Naruto's shoulder and goes, he's never leaving Naruto ever again. Like, he's so grateful that Naruto has kept his promise when it came to him. And Naruto goes, it's alright. I'm a friend to all tail beasts regardless. Naruto looks at Gaara. And he goes, if you don't mind, Sake, can you heal all the injured? And she goes, well, of course, my lord. She taps the ground, and everyone in Konoha that was injured has now been back to full health, and she's used her abilities to repair the entire village. Naruto goes, thank you so much, Sake. I will contact you if I need you, okay? Go have some rest or eat some food. I know you're like a brother Whis and love to eat everything. And she smiles, really, my lord? Yeah, you're right. And she disappears immediately. Just let me know when I have the job. And she goes, right, my lord. And so what goes on, she disappears and she goes to eat everything she wants. She's allowed to do whatever she wants. But when the job comes up, he has to do the job. And so what goes down is Naruto walks over. When Gaara gets up, Naruto pulls Gaara up and he goes, so you're a Jinchuriki like I once was. I'm not a Jinchuriki, but I have a tail beast pact at least. Kurama is as much as a pet as he is my friend. And I believe all tail beast users, if they're going to be wielders or Jinchurikis of tail beast, at least make them feel safe and give them a physical form. And Gaara's like, what? Naruto places his hand on Gaara's gut and pulls out Shikaku immediately. And he's like, what the hell? And so Naruto pops the bubble and Shikaku lands on Naruto's hand. And he goes, what the? And looks at Naruto and he's like scared as. And he finally sees the full power of Kurama next to Naruto, and he's just freaking out because Kurama is more powerful than all 9-tailed beasts, all other 8-tailed beasts combined. Kurama is just more powerful than them. And as Shikaku is looking, Naruto goes, don't be afraid. I kind of set you free in a sense, but he taps Gaara's hand, puts kind of like a ring bind on him, and then Shikaku goes, but I just can't let you go free at this present time until you kind of prove yourself. You had the idea of wanting to kill and destroy, and I understand all tail beasts have a hatred for humans, for what they've done to you guys over the thousands of years. But then you're breaking Hagoromo's heart, and what he envisioned for you. And Shikaku hears this name, and then he looks at Kurama, and he goes, he knows his name? Kurama, and he goes, yes, I know all your guys' names. All the tail beasts are Shikaku, Matatabi, what's it called? Isabu, Son Goku, Chome, Kokuo, Sake, Chome, Kyuki, and Kurama. Yeah, I believe that is. And when Naruto says all the names right in front of him, he goes, this is the blue-eyed kid from Prophecy? And he goes, yeah, but he's also the god of destruction. So, I would bow and listen to him, idiots. And what goes down is Shikaku's like, and Gaara's like, what did you do to me? And Naruto goes, I freed you from the burden of being the sealed host of Shikaku. Now Shikaku is like your pet, your friend. You can still do all your feats with Shikaku, but now he has a physical form where he can freely move around the village without being, trapped. Shikaku's like, what? And he goes, think of this as a probational period for you, Shikaku. Okay? Once Gaara deems you safe and not need to be shackled to him, he will let you go due to just a mental think. That's all. Don't worry. Naruto walks over to Shikaku and places him on Gaara's shoulder and goes, but you need to protect him as much as he needs to protect you, alright, Shikaku? You've been with him at birth, just like how Kurama has been with me. And Shikaku's like, alright, my lord. And Naruto goes, not to worry. And looks at Gaara. You got big shoes to fill, Gaara. That you really do. Naruto walks away from Gaara, and Gaara's just shocked. Tomorrow and Kankuri walk over, and they're like, what happened? And Gaara goes, he freed me from all the hatred, the burden. He looks at Shikaku, and Shikaku goes, yeah, I noticed. And Shikaku puts his head down on Gaara's shoulder, and Gaara's just looking at him, smiling. Like he's fully free of the curse that he's had, and now he has a new friend that can help him boast him up more, and that's Shikaku. And Gaara goes, I promise you, I'll become a better Jinchuriki. And he goes, remember, you're not a Jinchuriki no more, you're just my host. You're just my holder now. And Gaara goes, alright then, Shikaku. And so what goes down is, after making peace with the Hidden Sand village, the Hidden Sand and all the ones that survived leave with Gaara and them. And the Hidden Sound villagers themselves, they pretty much get arrested, but he gets, And so what goes down is, after the whole entire incident, a meeting is called. And all the heads of the village is there. Jiraiya is also there too. And in walks in Naruto. The third Hokage goes, to be frank, my Lord Third, I know he's a destroyer god and all, but does he need to be a part of these proceedings? And Naruto goes, oh, what's the matter, Lord Danzo? You think because I'm a kid, I know nothing, right? Naruto walks over and walks over to Danzo. You know, with that seal on your arm, you can't hide what you're hiding with me, right? And he's like, ugh. And he goes, not to worry. Naruto taps Danzo's arm, and all the bandages and everything that's on Danzo's arm, even the golden seal that's on his arm, is removed, and it is shown that he has all these Sharingan on his arms. When they all see this, they're like, what the? And Naruto goes, oh, he orchestrated the Uchiha massacre, by the way, because he implanted the idea of a coup d'etat by intentionally making the Uchiha look bad by thinking that they were the ones that did the Konoha attack with the Nine-Tailed Fox, and I can tell you right now that wasn't the case. The Lord of Hyuga, he actually, Hyuga goes, how do you know this? And Naruto goes, my angel showed me everything. Everything that Danzo has done. Even the corruption of the Akatsuki was because of Danzo. The Akatsuki was created to help villagers, help weaker people. But thanks to Danzo and Hanzo, they saw to it that that never was the case. And they, all with their eyes open, and Jiraiya goes, excuse me, Lord Naruto. And Naruto goes, you're my godfather, you never need to call me Lord Jiraiya. Naruto walks over and bows to him. I apologize I haven't come to see you any sooner. But anyway, Lord Jiraiya, what do you have to say? What were you going to say? And he's just shocked at Naruto, just shocked, and he goes, nothing. Naruto smiles. Alright, well, I'll leave this up to you, because I don't like what I'm seeing right now. It's sick, and it's actually making me annoyed. Purple energy emits around Naruto. So if you guys deem it that he goes to jail, he goes to jail. But if you guys choose execution, I'll kill him instantly on the spot. Danzo's an absolute fair, and he tries to weave hand signs, but what happens is Naruto immediately cuts Danzo's arm off. Actually, no, Kakashi is the one that cuts off Danzo's Sharingan arm off and kicks Danzo to the ground. And Danzo's like, ugh, you bastard, what did you... Again, what ends up going down is Might Guy kicks Danzo in the head, kicking him into the ground. And what happens is Kakashi goes, I would shut my mouth if it was you. You're not talking to a human, you're talking to a god. Kakashi puts his foot right into Danzo's back and goes, you will shut up and bow to him when he speaks to you. Naruto says nothing and just looks at them and goes, thank you. He walks over to Danzo and he goes, to be honest, I don't want to wait for the village elders. I don't want to at all. It actually makes me angry that so much lives were lost due to you. Due to your situation. This world would have been a better place if it wasn't for you. And Naruto places his hand up and goes, you're not the only one to blame though. The third Hokage, being the Hokage, allowed this to happen, and this is why this meeting's been called, because I'm going to call for him to be removed as Hokage. The third Hokage's eyes widen. And Naruto goes, but you are not needed. So, as God of destruction, I charge you with death, Danzo. Danzo's like, ugh. And everyone's just watching, and Naruto goes, Hakai! Boom! Purple energy appears, he's like, nah! Disappears immediately. Naruto walks away, and he goes, you guys heard me. So, you guys either find another Hokage, and looks right at the third Hokage, because it was due to his failings as an Hokage to not see this really fully, that this went down. Lord Third sees this and understands. And he goes, and he sits down and goes, he's right. And so what happens is they have a long debate on who should become Hokage, and Jiraiya's like, well, Tsunade, you know, blah, blah, blah. What about Kakashi? And the third Hokage goes, no. This is my request and Naruto's request. Jiraiya's like, what? Naruto requested me to become Hokage? And he goes, yes. It would be best if you take the request at the same time. I will leave it up to you, because he doesn't like just to take free will away at the same time, alright? Jiraiya goes, alright, give me some time to think about it, because I'll go retrieve Tsunade to heal all the people's injuries. And Naruto goes, not at all, there's no need to at all. Sasuke healed everyone in the village, even Rock Lee, even Lee, so everyone's fine. He's like, ugh. Naruto goes, but our village may need Lady Tsunade, you know, to help teach the newer generation how to utilize the abilities. We've already got, Orochimaru, in essence, you know. So, by definition of terms, if I have all three of you, all three legendary Sanis will be in the village. One will be in jail. One will be the top medical ninja, and the other one should be Hokage, my godfather. Do you protest this? And Jiraiya's like, it's not that I protest this, it's I've got some writing material I have. And he goes, oh yeah, I know, make our tactic, quite an interesting story. And he goes, but it's not made for you kids. Naruto goes, this is where you're wrong. I'm actually older than you all. I do what is called God training in the realm called the God realm. In there, time passes differently. One day out here is a year in there. I've been in that room for 3 months altogether, and Jiraiya's eyes widened intensely and like, oh, alright. And so Naruto goes, I'm pretty knowledgeable and your books are quite interesting, so how about this? You go on your journey, I would like to come with you. Jiraiya's eyes will open wide, and I would like to learn from my father's teacher. At the same time, I also want to learn about your philosophies head first, so if you don't mind, Lord Jiraiya, I would like to come with you to retrieve Lady Tsunade. Everyone's in agreement, and what happens as they're about to go, Naruto goes, and to be honest, do you know who will be a good Hokage? And they're like, who? I would say Kakashi. And Kakashi's like, Naruto? Naruto smiles, well, I'm going to be off with Sensei now. And as they walk to leave, Jiraiya smiles and he's quiet. He goes, thank you so much, Naruto, for believing in me. Naruto goes, hey, I went to go see Mom and Dad in the afterlife and they were happy with me. And Dad told me I should train with you anyway, to get some total experience or whatever he wants to say, but I don't really need it. And Jiraiya smiles. He goes, oh, I see. But I would like to accompany you because you're the last living family member I have. And then Naruto notices someone behind a wooden fence. Naruto goes, I'll meet you at the gate, Lord Jiraiya. I've got someone I want to see. Naruto appears right behind her. He goes, hello, Hinata. Hinata's face goes red and she turns around. And Naruto grabs her hand, grabs her by the waist, pulls her up into the air and flies her around. And she's super nervous, blushing. And he goes, I thank you so much for being the one and only other person to show true love towards me. I know you're nervous to talk to me and I appreciate it so much. And so to reciprocate that love, I give you my affection. Naruto kisses Hinata on the cheek and tells her that you're the only woman I want in my life. And she looks at him, and if I have to wait until we're older to marry you, I will do so. If I have to spend multiple lifetimes to come to see you, I will do so. Because every single time you have waited for me, I've seen everything. You've done everything. When I trained in the night and the day, you were there watching. Kind of first at thought you were stalking me, but hey. And she's just shocked, she has a tear, and Naruto goes, don't worry, Hinata, you are going to be my one and only. I thank you for being there for me. And as Hinata kind of smiles, Naruto kisses her on the head and lands her right by the Hyuga compound. And he goes, well, I've got to go now, okay? We're going to be retrieving Lady Tsunade. But I hope to like to catch up to you after we're done, alright? And she's like, alright, Naruto. Naruto smiles and goes, well, see you later. He disappears immediately and appears by Jiraiya and he goes, well, should we be off? And Naruto hears in the background, Naruto! And Sakura and Sasuke running. Where the hell do you think you're going? Lightning appears right by Naruto. It's Sasuke, and Sakura hits the ground really hard, cracking it. And he goes, you don't think you're leaving here without us, right? And Naruto goes, no, I sent you guys coming, so I thought. And Sasuke kind of smiles, and he goes, Jiraiya goes, your team? And he goes, yes, my team. And he looks at them, and all he sees is Tsunade, Orochimaru, and himself, and Naruto, and he goes, the next legendary Sanes. I like it. Alright, kids, well, let's head off. And as Naruto and them are readying themselves to get Lady Tsunade, this is where I'll leave this one off, guys. I hope you guys like this. Please like and subscribe, leave your comments down below. And I'll continue on with the spot off tomorrow, okay, guys? So, yeah, this is Dr. Kahu as usual, saying, of course, peace.